Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing an absolute classic from the modern wristwatch iteration of Breguet. This is the Breguet Classique 3137BA in yellow gold. At the outer lip of the bezel, it measures 36 millimeters in diameter. The inner race with the coining, it measures 35.5 millimeters in diameter. The watch is thin, 7.7 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 43.4 millimeters with an 18 millimeter spacing between the lugs. This watch is suitable for any wrist. Male, female, it doesn't matter. The watch is short across the wrist, making it an ideal watch for those with tastes in traditional sizing, ultra-thin construction, consummate dress watch design, and the discretion that comes with smaller sized watches. I always felt that yellow gold works better in traditional sizes and chaste proportions, and that's exactly what we have right here, easily fitting underneath the dress cuff. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, as I often say, you can see that this is a Breguet factory strap in brand new condition, calfskin on the bottom in gray. We have a medium brown, large rectangular scale alligator leather in matte finish on the top with a monotone stitch, a sheer cut side showing the layers of leather, and then we have a Breguet deployant clasp that prevents you from accidentally dropping your beautiful watch while you are donning it or removing it bedside. Now take a close look. You can see that the clasp is attached to the strap using screws and bars. The strap is attached to the case using screws and bars. This is a little bit more expensive a way to make a watch, but it gives you more security than spring bars. The lugs have been welded on manually. This is an old school case construction method. Welded on, so separate pieces put together, welded, evidence of the weld removed to create that sharp break between case band and lug, and then the entire case has been cold rolled to create the coining, which is then hand finished and hand polished. There's a lovely domed bezel profile. You can see that there's a lip that overlaps from the case back as well as the bezel to define the mid case. We have a Breguet B logo on the crown. Turning over the dial, what you need to know about this dial first is that it was inspired by the design of Breguet pocket watch number 5. So they drew this directly from an historical example. Second, the dial is made of solid gold. So though it is silvered, that is a silver white galvanized coating on top of an 18-karat solid gold base. It is also true guilloche, as a combination of straight line machines and rose lathes are used to reductively carve the patterns such as the vague or wave and the pyramide over the center dial. All of these patterns are executed manually by a guillocher, who first draws the pattern and then using a cam-driven lathe reduces the gold dial to create these patterns. It's very, very special. That's why it says guilloche main, hand guilloche down at the base of the dial. All hands are steel and fired blue, not chemically dyed. You can see the Breguet's secret signature up at 12 o'clock. We have a power reserve indicator. It has a 45-hour power reserve. It's fully wound. We have a Moonphase and moon age display. We have a little radial date down at 6 o'clock, and then of course we have the Breguet style hands for the hours and the minutes. Radial use of blackened and lacquered Roman numerals with the watchmaker's 4. Turn it over, it gets even better. Now I should mention that the first version of this watch was designed by the great Daniel Roth, properly Daniel Roth, back in 1986 when he still worked for Breguet, when Breguet was owned by the Chaumet brothers of France. So he designed this. The dial is drawn from the Breguet pocket watch, but the overall watch is really a Daniel Roth design. Now the timepiece was originally known back then as the 3130. This is the larger and later 3137. Things get crazy on the case back, where you can see the movement is entirely freehand engraved. We have lovely banknote scrolling, floral patterns. You can see there are flowers and blossoms. Absolutely gorgeous. The engraved name of Breguet among many flourishes, mirrored anglage on the edge of every bridge, a skeletonized and engraved rotor. You can see every screw head has been black polished with chamfered slot and circumference. It's based on the Breguet P71 caliber, so you can see it has the distinctive 3/4 integrated rotor of the P71. All of this 30 meters water resistant. It's not a swimmable watch. It pivots on 37 joules. It's an automatic winder with its 45-hour power reserve. This is Breguet caliber 502. That's what they call the Breguet P71. Beats away at 21.6, and a refinement not found on the standard P71 is the use of a free-sprung balance for more precise adjustment and greater durability against bumps, concussions, and shocks on the wrist. We have the Power Reserve, we have the Moonphase, we have the date display. It is a complicated module sitting on top of the P71 base, and again, this is an entirely handmade watch. The case that I discussed, the hand finishing on the movement and the handcraft of the guilloche dial, this is extraordinary high horology value from a great brand, designed by one of the all-time great independent masters in Daniel Roth, and you can own this for a fraction of the price of something like an FP Journe Chronomètre Bleu. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.